By 3, just over 8 minutes left in the first half of this CIT championship game. Yanku. Dixon. He's averaged 15 a game in the CIT and heating up.
Yeah, and I think Dixon's a player that really needs to look to score more, take some of the pressure off Upshur as well as Yanku, because he's an outstanding shooter from beyond the 3 and has quickness enough to get to the rim as well.
Christian Benson is in for Evansville for the first time, a sophomore from Copenhagen, Denmark. Simmons, a long 3. And Reynolds is there. He's made a nice contribution off the bench.
He really has. He's gotten in, got some blocks, a rebound, and playing good, solid defense.
Dixon wasting no time and tapped out by Jordan Martin. He's been a rebounding machine lately for the Lumberjacks. Reynolds, good dish inside, but Martin couldn't finish it.
Martin may have got shoved in the back that time. Started outside the lane, finished all the way on the other side.
The officials have definitely let them play here in the first half. Only 2 fouls have been called against Evansville.
In that Evansville offense, just a lot of screens, swinging it from side to side.
Adam Wing comes up empty from the left wing.
The game we thought would be a little bit more high scoring than this, but how many times you see that? Both teams kind of going through that feeling out process early in the contest, but both very capable of having that explosion offensively.
Maybe some fatigue, a quick turnaround. They both play Tuesday night. Yanku misses, but Reynolds is there for another rebound. Jordan Martin, averaging over 13 a game in this tournament, gets another rebound and puts it back.
And that's Martin's game, going to the glass, whether it's offensive or defensive. He had 17 rebounds in the semifinal game. Always knows where the ball is coming off the rim.
Northern Arizona takes their first lead of this game. 5:45 left in the first half. Jalen Moore needs help. Timeout called by Marty Simmons. Northern Arizona happy about their defense right here.
Well, I think just the emotional factor of coming to a timeout with the lead. They've trailed the entire contest up to this point, but to take that 1-point lead, now get to kind of regroup their defense. And to start with Jordan Martin just staying relentless after the glass. Kind of tries to go up and under, doesn't get it, but knows where the rebound is coming off and stays with it, puts it back up off the glass to get it to go down.
Has a lot of the intangibles of a good rebounder. Nose for the ball, has long arms, and that secondary bounce.
And not afraid to put his nose in there, too. Sometimes, you know, players, they may know where it's going, but they don't want that contact. They kind of shy away from it, but he likes that contact and goes after it.
Evansville struggled from downtown during the season. That's actually a decent number, 36%, but unconscious here in this tournament. Tonight 0 for 5 from downtown. In fact, Evansville's riding a 4-minute, 19-second scoring drought as Jack Murphy's team has taken the lead.
And I think that's one reason Marty Simmons called that timeout. His offense just really wasn't flowing. Just everybody kind of stagnant a little bit, not moving. Because when they're playing well, the ball is moving, players are moving, cuts are being made hard, and they're swinging the ball from side to side and getting open looks.
Valentine.
And that's what you want your star to do when you have a drought. That star steps up and makes that big shot, try to get you on track, get the offense back going again.
Valentine had 28 in the semis against UT Martin, 35 the game before that against Louisiana. Reynolds, good look from one big man to another. The assist for Jordan Martin.
Hey, Reynolds really has contributed well since coming into the lineup. Now even on the offensive end, something he's not really known for.
Averaging just under 2 points a game. Valentine. Rebounded by Buernick, the senior from Los Angeles.
And again, Northern Arizona one and done, going the other way.
Yanku off to Buernick. Martin is pushed by the smaller Adam Wing. Step aside with 4:41 left in the first half. 19-18, Northern Arizona on top.
Nice morning, Scott.
Aye. Or a morning of tiny voices crying out, feed us.
I don't understand.
Your grass, man. It's a living, breathing thing. It's hungry, and you've got to feed it with Scott's Turf Builder. Attaboy, Mikey. 2 feedings now in the springtime. Strengthens and helps protect your lawn from future problems. Get Scott's Turf Builder lawn food. It's guaranteed. Feed your lawn. Feed it.
And to keep crabgrass away all season long, get Scott's Turf Builder with Halt's Crabgrass Preventer.
Live a full life. The Lexus CT Hybrid with an EPA estimated 42 mpg. The further you go, the more interesting it gets. This is the pursuit of perfection.
North to the south, east to the west, from Idaho to the bayou, and why do LA? We're making a bay and making our way to the finals. Marinating through like some rhinos, the atmosphere and by the band. Power a team and valuable lessons will last us forever. Another amen. Pray on the count, lock up on D. I'll think it's my time that we're bringing that chorus. So it's the CIT on CBS. 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 Yes.
Back in Evansville, Indiana at the Ford Center, the 2015 CIT Championship game. Purple Aces trailing by 1, and one of their all-time greats was Jerry Sloan, who had his number 52 retired here. And you saw the sleeves on that uniform. They started wearing them in 1947. They said it kind of made the guys look bulkier, a little meaner out there. The skinny arms for that version of the Purple Aces, and Jerry Sloan wearing the sleeves there. DJ Ballantyne has worn them several times here for Evansville. Marty Simmons brought that tradition back.
It was a great tradition because they were the only school one time in NCAA basketball that was wearing the sleeves. And nowadays, you know how styles kind of go in cycles. Well, you see in the NBA game now, a lot of the pro teams will wear the tops that have the sleeves on them.
Evansville did it 4 times this year. Sleeveless tonight. Maybe they should change at halftime. Rozoya. Oi.
Uncharacteristic shot that time of the Purple Aces to come down one pass and then shoot it with no one else touching, not much movement on the ball.
See the field goal shooting. Evansville about 35%. Neither team hot from 3. Inside 4 minutes to go now. 7 on the shot clock for Buernick. In trouble. And Buernick stepped out of bounds. Turned it over, the 6th time that the Lumberjacks have done so in the first half. But they lead it by 1, trying to claim their first postseason tournament win ever. Back with more from the CIT Championship.
I often think how amazing it is that I am a business owner when I'm definitely not a business guy.
When you believe in something and you want to pursue your dreams, you just have to go for it.
I think owning your own business just makes you feel so much more successful.
We take pride in what we do, but being proud of it is a part of it as well.
So when I design stuff, when I market, it's definitely got to feel like me.
Vistaprint allowed me to create that vision that I had in my mind.
I was able to find a template, then just pop my logo into it.
Vistaprint had all the things that I really needed to be able to market my company.
Your business is your passion. Your marketing materials should reflect that. With Vistaprint, they will. So start putting your passion to work for you with 500 business cards starting at just $9.99. That's right, get 500 cards for just $9.99 when you enter promo code TV500 at Vistaprint.com.
I love my job.
Vistaprint.com.
Every minute of practice, preparing for championships, and you know what they say, we give what we give, we're giving our all. So winning is all we're expecting. The world is our stage, we're ready to play, rewarded today for investments. Focused on making progression, come on, competing with all that we've got. Eyes on the prize, so don't be surprised when we rise like the sun and go up to the top. It's the CIT on CBS. 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 Yes.
7 different players have scored for Northern Arizona. They're on top by 1 here in Evansville. Coming up, AT&T at the half. We will chat with Dr. Tom Kazee, the University of Evansville president. Also, Kyle and I will look at highlights and stats from the first half. That's all coming up on AT&T at the half. In Northern Arizona's last game at home at the Walk-Up Sky Dome in Flagstaff, they won by 7 against NJIT, and the fans stormed the court. It was a 12-point comeback and the biggest win in school history. 5,583 fans, a new record at the Sky Dome. It was quite an atmosphere.
It was a great atmosphere. You got to call the game, so you know firsthand. I watched it, and you could just tell from the broadcast how excited everyone was. And storming the court for a semifinal victory, a little bit unusual, but that just shows how excited they are and the job that Jack Murphy has done getting that program going the right direction.
Dwayne Gibson hits for Evansville as they retake the lead. Yanku got away with a travel, turned it over anyway. Gibson, he's a sophomore from Cleveland. Dwayne Gibson, a pass-first point guard. Off to Brazoya. Now Miskevichus. Good look inside, and Brazoya was mugged.
Yeah, I'm sure got caught watching the basketball that time. Just kind of had a bear hug down low on Brazoya. I'm glad you're doing play-by-play, not me.
It's that kind of team. Brazoya to inbound. Does so to Adam Wing. That's an easy name. Valentine trying to work his way free. He has yet to really go off. 4 points. There's Valentine being guarded by Dixon. 7 on the shot clock. Miskevichus. Pretty move, couldn't finish it. And it goes out of bounds to Evansville.
That was a real nice move. He felt the defensive pressure on the inside hip and reverse, went to the left-hand scoop and almost got it to go. That was pretty. Here you see the very end of it. Just not quite enough height to get it going. A good hustle going for that loose ball on the rebound.
Starting to get physical in the lane. Most of the points in this game have been in the paint. These teams have combined to go 0 for 10 from 3-point range.
The thing is, you watch Evansville run their offense, they really don't have that one player that can create an opportunity for a teammate as much as Yanku can from Northern Arizona. I mean, they're doing some isolations down low for Iggy there, and he's responding, but nobody really just kind of breaks everybody down and then finds the open man for an open look. They've got to do it as a team by setting good picks and screening and moving the ball and hard cuts and all those type of things.
I think Miskevichus has a lot of upside as a pro. He really is. Come on here, a shot block by Miskevichus.
Yeah, and interesting, Marty Simmons talked before the game with shoot-around about how he maybe is holding it back a little bit from what he can do offensively, but just trying to fit in the offense. He's capable of doing a little bit more. Kind of reminds me of Tom Chambers out there on the floor. Just his body style and the way he can shoot it outside, good size as well inside.
Great point, former Seattle Supersonic. By the way, the last block by Miskevichus was the 200th of his career, now second all-time at UE. .140 left in the first half. Purple Aces with the rock, up by 1. They went 9-9 in the Valley this year, 23-12 overall. Miskevichus again, and 1.
Starting to feel that left hand. Last 3 shots going to the left, made 2 out of 3. But again, just feeling with the defensive end, that pressure. You use your hips and your rear end sometimes to feel and then go the other way. So he felt it to the left side, he reversed to his right shoulder, got it to going off the glass. Good soft touch with the left hand.
Still a little thin, but amazing talent for Miskevichus, who has already hit his seasonal average in the first half.
Yeah, and just a junior, so you know he's got a whole summer to continue to get in the weight room and lift, and as well as a senior, he'll continue to fill out. We talked about how good a free throw shooter he is on the season. He's a good prospect.
Out of Vilnius, Lithuania, there have been many American college basketball stars from that city. Yanku No. Meskevicius with another rebound, his 5th. How about Berzoya? Coast to coast.
The international step through by the international player. That was sweet.
The guys from overseas have led the way for the Purple Aces here in the first half as they match their largest lead. And now this crowd is into it here at the Ford Center. A beautiful 4-year-old arena downtown, seats 11,000.
Yeah, beautiful facility. Big concert coming up for the Easter weekend. They've got a stage set up at one end, a little bit unusual, but it's a gorgeous arena. I actually hadn't been here since it had been built a few years ago. When I was coaching, played over in the old Roberts Arena, which is a real nice facility. Been there a long time, but I guess structurally couldn't do some of the new things they wanted to do, all the technological advances and every type thing. So a city-owned facility here they share with an ice hockey team, and it's a nice facility.
Along with former Moorhead State head coach Kyle Macy, Dave Hopkin, and Kevin E. Martin with you. And I guess you used to compete with Evansville and some of these area schools for players.
We did. We came over here and actually played a few times when Jim Cruz was coaching. It's been a few years back. Now he's at St. Louis, obviously. But yeah, I knew Marty from when he played at IU and watched him in high school. He went to high school in Illinois with a former teammate of mine, had the same coach. Marty was obviously a little bit younger. But Jay Schuyler played on a national championship team in '78, and Ron Felling, who was assistant at IU then later, were their high school coaches. So a good basketball tradition over there.
And he's kept it going. 2 of his assistant coaches were just hired as head coaches at smaller schools. Jimmy Elgus is going to Henderson State in Arkansas, and Carson Harris headed to Marion University.
Yeah, it's a good news, bad news thing. I mean, good news because you want your assistants to get that experience so they feel comfortable then going on and being a head coach. But at the same time, to lose 2 on your staff, I mean, that's a little shaky, scary sometimes. And then you know you've got guys around you that know what you've been doing. So now all of a sudden you're not even going to have to teach your new players that come in, but even your coach is going to have to teach them what their expectations are, what your expectations are of them.
Jack Murphy worked under Lute Olson at Arizona, under Josh Pastner at Memphis. In fact, Lute came to the semifinal game to support Jack in Flagstaff on Tuesday.
Yeah, and they thought Josh might try to swing by here on his way up to Indianapolis. I don't know if he is in the crowd or not. I haven't seen him yet.
Poked away, and Northern Arizona will keep it. Defense by Berzoya.
A great time for basketball in a basketball heritage-rich state of Indiana. Last weekend here at this very facility was the Division II championship. Northern Florida knocked off Indiana University of Pennsylvania for that championship. We've got the midweek CIT final here, and then right up the road to Indianapolis, the Final Four kicks off this weekend.
Buernick working his way in. Meskevicius has 13 points and 6 rebounds, and it's out of bounds to Evansville.
It's interesting, excuse me, Dave. It's interesting how when a player gets a few baskets go down, as Iggy has done here in the last stretch, that his whole game kind of picks up. Has done a much better job now rebounding the basketball the last 4 or 5 times. Even got the 1 block. So you don't want to let one part of your game define your entire game, but he's really picked it up all the way around.
Purple Aces on a 9-2 run. 11 seconds left. Shot clock is off. Ballantyne rejected.
A lot of contact that time, and that's what Ballantyne's telling the official, but Upshur doing a good job of coming from behind to get that block.
There are only 3 fouls called against Evansville in this half. Upshur did get a piece, and now there's a whistle.
You know, it's a responsibility of a picker not only to set the pick, but it's also a responsibility of the cutter. He's got to set his man up so that picker can get a good angle. And I think sometimes here in this first half, Evansville's gotten a little bit hurried in some of their cuts coming off those picks. And at the same time, you got to give Northern good credit because of the defensively. They're trying to fight through those and really being physical with Evansville.
It was only the first foul on Dixon. He's done a pretty good job on DJ Ballantyne, holding him to 4 points in the first half. That's been his assignment.
Yeah, for a guy that's averaging 30 in this tournament, he's done a real good job this first half.
Ballantyne hits the free throws. Stolen. No good. Dwayne Gibson couldn't get it, but Evansville is happy with their performance here, taking their largest lead into the locker room, 29-21. Northern Arizona, maybe a little tired there at the end of the half.
Yeah, they had a good spurt where they came back and took the lead, but then kind of took the reality, came back. Evansville made a little bit of run to recapture that lead here at halftime.
Kevin E. Martin standing by with the head coach of the Purple Aces, Marty Simmons.
Coach, slow start, finish the half off, 13-2 run. Talk about how you guys kind of turned it on there late in the first half.
We got more aggressive off the dribble drive. We were able to get some stops and get out in transition.
And talk about how important Iggy's play was in the first half.
It was outstanding. I mean, we're having a hard time. Got two teams that are playing really hard against each other. He gave us a big lift on his inside scoring.
Thanks, Coach.
Evansville finishes the first half on a 7-0 run, trying to win their first postseason tournament in their Division I history dating back to 1977. This is the collegeinsider.com postseason tournament. Purple Aces by 8. AT&T at the half comes your way next on CBS Sports Network. Won an Emmy Award in 2013 for All Access NYC and nominated for 3 Emmys and continue to do great work.
Yeah, that's just great recognition for the mid-major schools. They kind of found a niche there early and have really expanded. I mean, I've been with this tournament. I didn't get to make the final last year. I was out of the country, but I've been with it just about every year. And to watch it grow from 8 teams to 16 teams to 32 teams, it's been phenomenal. And the support that it's gotten around the country, the job she does covering the mid-majors. And then they also have some fun items. You know, they used to have the fashionable runway to the Final Four for the coaches dressing on the sideline, which when I was coach, she never gave me near enough props for that. I mean, I was styling over there. No. But yeah, Angela and Joe Dwyer both, they do just a great job. collegeinsider.com.
So we're set for the second half.
I like the attitude that Jack Murphy had there coming out of halftime, and no excuses. You know, we've done this before. We've been down. Let's just go play. And you know, last game they were down 12 with about 17 minutes to go against New Jersey Institute. Made a big run to come away with the win there.
Yeah, NJIT up by 12 with 17 minutes left and lost their legs at the 7,000-foot elevation in Flagstaff. And a foul on the first play of the second half. Evansville was charged with only 3 fouls in the first half, and Marty Simmons bemused.
Yeah,
first personal on to Son Blake.
Look for Quentin Upshur to really start being much more aggressive offensively. Only 2 shots in that first half, and the guys lead the team in scoring 14.6 a game, coming off 23 last time out.
And 1. Count the basket for Jordan Martin, the 6'7" junior from Las Vegas.
The foul on Evansville.
Martin, kind of an unassuming offensive player, but he can surprise you. That time, a real good drive on the out-of-bounds play. And the softness, absorbed the contact, still got it to go.
Martin with 4 points. He had a career-high 17 rebounds in his last game.
And it was a quiet 17 rebounds. I mean, didn't even really notice it just watching the game until I saw the stat sheet after the fact. But just the balance on both offensive and defensive end.
Gibson running the point here. Adam Wing with the basketball off to Ballantyne. They're playing with Miskevichus and Simmons. Gibson. 5 on the shot clock. Iggy rejected and fouled by Springs.
Miskevichus going again to that left hand. So now the defense has got to make the adjustment. First they were sitting on his left shoulder because he wanted to go to the right. But now they're overplaying a little bit too much that time. So now let's see if they can adjust, maybe play him either middle or shade the right shoulder, make him go back to his left shoulder.
83% free throw shooter.
We talked too about how he's not so much a back to the basket post, but tonight he's done a real good job of that. So again, just that growing process, and Marty Simmons and his staff do a real good job, individual workouts and trying to improve your individual skills and then incorporate that in the team structure.
You talked about Tom Chambers in the first half. He even looks a little like Jack Sigma.
Yeah, I see that. Yep.
Going old school.
Doesn't have that inside-out step back though. Yeah.
Yanku. Good D there. Simmons got a piece.
Again, it was Iggy doing the job defensively.
Ballantyne for 3. Miskevichus kept it alive, but Yanku, the aggressive point guard for the Lumberjacks, Two great nicknames here in college basketball. Lumberjacks and the Purple Aces. Dwayne Gibson grabs the rebound. Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson giving a little bit of his own medicine to Yanku that time. Time before, Yanku just continued to penetrate, kind of forced a bad shot. Gibson did the same, except he found an opening and was able to put it in.
Former All-State player in Ohio. That three off the mark by Upshur. Smacked away. And did he lose it? Yes, he did.
Well, Blake Simmons got away with not blocking out that time. A good hustle plays kind of deflected it back off the Northern Arizona player out of bounds.
We are here at the Ford Center, also home of the Evansville Icemen of the ECHL, and a lot of concerts in downtown Evansville.
Evansville ran that play to perfection, just couldn't finish. The kind of a pick across the lane for the big man.
Yanku hits it, and he's fouled.
And that's what he does best, just that penetration into gaps, reading the defense. If you don't cover him, he can finish at the rim, and also does such a great job of drawing those fouls. Here you see the left-handed dribble, uses his body to kind of protect off the glass with his left-handed finishes. Kind of going against the flow, using the teammates from Evansville as picks against themselves that time, if you will. Again, Yanku, just an excellent free throw shooter, knocks that one down, shooting almost 80% on the season.
Needs only 6 in this game to tie Damian Lillard of Weber State for the all-time Big Sky record for free throws in a season. Wing misses, rebounded by Zachary Reynolds. Reynolds has played well in his final collegiate game. One of 5 seniors in the rotation for the Lumberjacks, and he's trying to get him pumped up.
You got to like that emotion after he gets a basket, trying, like I said, fire up his teammates, get the defense to dig in, get some stops, and score on the other end.
Valentine on the step back. Yanku is a good rebounding guard, almost 5 per game.
Valentine's had some good looks. So far, just hadn't really gotten the rhythm of shooting.
Muskevicius got a piece of it. And Wing collided near midcourt, and no foul was called. Crowd certainly wanted one.
The Wing kind of holding that right hip, almost like kind of hip pointer there, elbow to the hip.
Brown feeding Wing.
Shook it off pretty quickly, though, when he got the ball in his hand.
Adam Wing went to one of your camps as a child, right?
He did at Morehead State, so he was about 3rd grade. And I had a feeling when I saw him on the roster that he had been to camp, so I'm going to take a little bit of credit when he does a good move like that. He did remember the philosophy we talked about in the shooting form, though. I like that.
Quentin Upshur answers for Northern Arizona. Only 1 combined 3 in the game. Muskevicius has been the man for the Purple Aces.
It's just been a clinic. He's doing such a good job, just reading the defense, not trying to go too fast, not trying to force things. That time the defense stayed right in the middle, so he went to his strong hand, the right side. Dixon
is fouled. Muskevicius had 16 points and 6 rebounds for Evansville. They're up by 4. 15:42 left in the CIT championship. We're back.
If you're Salt and Pepper, you tell people to push it.
Push it real good.
It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
I'm pushing it real good.
Where you think you're gonna go when your time's all gone?
Live a full life. The Lexus CT Hybrid with an EPA estimated 42 mpg. The further you go, the more interesting it gets. This is the pursuit of perfection.
comes around a corner. Bader, 4-3.